Hello, GDQ. Welcome to Quest for Glory 2 Trial by Fire. My name is davidtki, and joining me on the couch,
I am swimfan.
All right, so this is going to be a point-and-click adventure game by Sierra Online with RPG elements. And before we can move on, I'm going to need to know what is the name of our hero and what class am I playing as?
I apologize. Let me triple check and refresh one more time for you. It looks like that is going to be the fighter.
Ooh.
All right.
That's your fave, right, David?
It is, yes. Fighter is my personal favorite. So we'll go ahead and run the fighter. And what is the name of our hero?
Our name is Germensch XLFR from the German Restream.
All right, shout out to Alex Wolf from the French Restream and Ustra Hazu from the German Restream. Thank you so much for commentating my run in foreign languages. All right, before we begin, we have 50 points that we're going to assign to various stats. We're going to start with magic in 5 because the open spell bypasses a lot of strength requirements. Normally, the EOF requires 50 dodge, but we have a way to, dodge that requirement. So instead, all of my remaining points are going to go into weapon use for maximum accuracy. So we'll go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, the first thing we're going to be doing is that we started the game with some money from Spielberg, but Shapir does not take money from Spielberg. So the game expects you to go find the money changer first and exchange your money, but there's a well-known glitch where the magic shopkeeper will buy beards from you, even though I don't have any. So I can just type that in eight times, and then I have more than enough money to get me through the rest of the game. That's going to be it for there. I'm going to buy a few. Swimfan, can you take over for a bit?
Certainly. He's got to buy a few supplies that will help with the upcoming tasks that he has to do here in the city of Shapir. Ostensibly, what the hero is going to do is protect the city from 4 different elemental forces, so a fire elemental, water elemental, etc. So right now he's getting prepared for the very first one, as well as picking up some pills that'll help him with the fights later. Something the fighter needs to do for 100% of the points, which we're going for today, is fight and beat every monster in the game, of which I think there's like 5 or 6, so it's not a ton, but he's got to be ready for it.
Did I mistype something? No, I got it. All right, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sleep until day 6. The game started mid-morning on day 1. Fire Elemental appears on day 5. We're going to deal with it on day 6 just to have a little bit less lag leaving the inn. And yeah, lay a trail of incense out of the alleyway, put down the lamp, and then water the Fire Elemental too far away. All right, good.
Boom, 1 down.
Yeah, 1 elemental, 3 to go. On day 7, there's going to be a few tasks that we're going to have to do on this day. Got to give money to the beggar twice, not just once, but
Very
twice.
Nice.
You only get the reward for the fire elemental on this day. So this is the day when you have to first visit the Adventurers Guilds. And while we're here, I'm also going to visit some of the shops around here, especially the weapon shop, which is going to sell a few things for me. The first thing I'm going to get is a better sword for combat up ahead. And then I only have 8 dinars left, and daggers cost about 5 dinars apiece. But he is running a special sale where he will sell me 525 daggers for 3 dinars.
What a deal.
That's a good deal. You mind if I cut in with something very important?
Sure.
We got a $500 anonymous donation toward that Pizza Elemental boss fight incentive, so we are just over $300 away. We are so close. Let's make this happen.
I bet I know who did that.
All right, thank you so much. The other thing we need to do on day 7 is go to the Fountain Plaza in order to listen to the poet Omar speak here. I haven't quite gone over the criteria for 100% yet. At the top of the bar, you can see 97 of 500. There are various tasks that give puzzle points, and these tasks change with each class. So a fighter is going to be required to do fighter things, and so on. 100% obviously is get all the puzzle points, but Quest for Glory 2 has a hidden 50 hidden paladin points. So for criteria for 100%, a fighter is required to qualify to become a paladin and get all those 50 hidden paladin points. So some of them are things like spare opponents, give money to the beggar twice. The poet Omar is going to leave his purse behind when he's finished here, so we got to give him his purse back. Those are paladin points. But we do have to listen to his entire speech here until we can leave, so we got time for a little bit of donations.
Absolutely. We've got a ton of love coming in for you. $20 from Crow that says, "Hi, you're David."
Hey, Crow.
I am
And
David.
I'm pumped to see you bringing the best Sierra adventure game series to the spotlight it deserves. You've really put on a show of skill and optimization on all the games, and our community's so much better for it. I'm celebrating by baking an artichoke and anchovy pizza right now. You were doing so good till right at the end there.
Well, Dr. Pretorius in Quest for Glory 5 likes artichoke and anchovy pizza, so that's kind of a shout out to Quest for Glory 5.
That sounds pretty good to me, actually.
Yeah. So on day 8, the air elemental is going to appear. There's multiple solutions to it. I missed.
One is mudslinging.
Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Got
Nice.
it. Yeah, throwing mud into the funnel is the fastest solution. There's other possible solutions. Fly up above it and drop the mud, or try to use your strength to get your way into the elemental. Throwing is always the fastest solution. Even if your throwing skill is 0, you can still get the mud into that funnel with 0 throwing.
I'm just going to cut in real quick because we just met that incentive for the bonus Pizza Elemental boss fight.
Pizza, pizza.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, on night 11, Omar gives us the reward for the air elemental. I haven't gotten his purse back yet. I'll have to do that later. The earth elemental appears on day 12. You want to fight it on day 13 always, both because Rakesh is outside the Adventurers Guild rather than inside it, so that's slightly less travel time there. But also, the earth elemental's spawn rate is higher on day 13. He should be appearing in these alleyways here. I'm going to be using stabs exclusively in combat because they have +10 accuracy over other types of attacking in combat. Yeah, that was the Earth Elemental. It's nothing. I'm going to find Aziza's place to mark it down on the map. Go ahead and change difficulty to hardest for just a bit. I'm going to be going out into the desert now since it's possible for me to do some of the side quests here. And one of the required tasks for Fighter is that they're going to have to fight one of everything in the desert. When you enter the desert, a timer initializes and starts counting down. Once it hits 0, then the monster spawns. The timer is lower on higher difficulties, so you want to enter the desert with the difficulty set to highest. And yeah, that was a brigand, one of the monsters that is exclusive to the daytime. There's a side quest here to restore the spirit of Julinar, and she will not be able to become a human again until later, but for now, she's happy again, and once she's happy again, you're able to nap here. And so it is now night 15. We'll be running around at night. There's something else that I need to get in the desert. The griffin has a feather hidden under a rock, and normally I don't have enough strength to get it, except if you look at the rock and then move the sand and then the rock, then your starting strength is enough. Also, you only have to kill one of these guys to get credit for it. You can run away from the rest. So we'll go ahead and move the sand here, move the rock, and I'm going to go ahead and take a stamina refill. Just because one of the possible night monsters is a ghoul, which will kill you instantly if your stamina gets to 0. So that's something that I don't want to have to worry about. Have stamina at full every time. The game does not decide which monster to throw at you until the timer hits 0. So you can safety save right before that stamina is not playing nice.
Tough ghoul.
Run away. Restore stamina, use the zap spell to put a charge on my weapon, and then attack the ghoul again. The ghoul is usually one of the ones that you don't want to see early. Okay, that's 3 desert monsters down. Set that difficulty to hardest again. On night 15, the water elemental is going to appear in the fountain. And oh, look, Omar's bag is here. It's been laying there for about 8 days. Just lay down a water skin and then use the bellows with the air elemental in it, and then the water elemental is captured. But the game doesn't require you to actually pick up the water skin with the elemental in it. It still counts as captured, and there's no points for picking it up. So I'm just going to leave it on the ground there.
Yeah, someone else will clean it up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm going to visit the money changer here because you do get points for changing your money, even though it was faster to sell beard earlier. There are some activities that are normally done on night 15 and day 16. I'm going to skip that for now and go straight to night 16. Trust me, there's going to be some stuff coming up that is a little bit of shenanigans.
I love it.
But for now, I have Omar's purse here, so I'm going to go ahead and give it back. It is day 16. You're expected to visit Aziza on day 16, but you also need to visit her on some other day to ask about Julinar. So I've got a little trick here. It is close to the day 17 rollover. I entered on day 16, got the points for the day 16 cutscene, but pressing escape here is passing time a little bit, and it's going to roll over to day 17, skipping the day 16 cutscene, which gets me in here to ask her about Julinar. And then right after we finish this, we're going to go ahead and leave Shapir out the front gates to take the caravan, which, since it is day 17, we're going to see the caravan cutscene immediately. Now, while the cutscene is going on, we'll talk a little bit about Razir. Razir is coming up. You normally arrive in Razir at mid-afternoon on day 27, and it's a little bit infamous because in order to progress the plot, you need to sleep until day 28 and then to day 29. But your room at the inn there does not open until night, and you have no way to pass the time quickly. So you normally spend upwards of several minutes just waiting for your room to open because there's nothing else to do there.
Real-time wait. Fun.
But I've got some shenanigans coming up. So can you explain how the desert works?
I can attempt to. So picture, if you will, a desert 6,000 screens wide. It would appear to be that big, but actually you are only on one screen. It is a virtual screen that changes every time the hero goes to the edge of the screen, puts them on the other side, changes the mountains and the rocks around, but really you're on the same screen. So a trick you can do is to trick the game that you are going up when you're not supposed to be able to over these mountains. And one thing we discovered pretty recently is that every single game screen is actually contained in the desert because of the way it works to put in the ones that are supposed to be there. So for example, the Oasis may be desert screen 600, the Griffin's Nest may be screen 700, and so on. But as it turns out, these screens also exist at the negative number, negative 700, negative 600, and every screen in the game technically is there. So what David just did is went through the mountains to the negative number of this screen in the code.
And it is now mid-morning on day 16, and I have joined the Eternal Order of Fighters.
Yeah, he's back in Shapir. The caravan that he took is sort of rewound. He can take it again to get back to the final city of Razir. But while he's back here, he's going to get some more things done that he didn't do ahead of time so he can get the 100%. I think you're picking up the Dispel potion now and going to go help the beast out in the desert with it.
Yeah, just really quick though, Rakesh did lend me his sword for the Earth Elemental, and I've forgotten to return it, so let's go ahead and return it now. Oh, and Uhura has some stuff to tell me about monsters, so let's go ahead and go here. Oh, and I also forgot to buy a Saurus. Let's buy a Saurus while we're here. 50 dinars, you can negotiate them down to 5 dinars, but it doesn't really matter at this point because that's the last thing I'm going to spend any money on. And then we're going to ride our Saurus out in the desert. Whee! Okay, that's enough riding the Saurus. I'm going to see you later, buddy.
So you're about to do another... Oh, no, you're going to go to the beast.
Yeah. I'm feeling very sleepy, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep here for several days. In fact, I'm going to sleep until night 29. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Which, in the normal course of the game, you would have to be in the city of Razir during this time. But since we've broken out with the warp, we can do some silly stuff.
I do have 2 monsters left in the desert to fight. That's going to be the Scorpion and the Pterosaurus, both rather tough fights. Okay, that save is no good. Come on, give me the fight I want. You do want to fight monsters at night when possible, mainly because I said the desert initializes a timer when you enter the desert and counts down. That timer is cut in half at night, so you'll see encounters more frequently at night. Come on, I believe in you. There we go.
Very nice, very nice.
All right, I'll go ahead and take a poison cure pill just for safety against the Scorpion.
Eat that pill.
Yeah, and then let's go dispel this beast in the desert. Whoops. Careful, buddy. I'm here to help. All right. Yeah, you got to distract him with some food or something, grab hair from his tail, give him the dispel potion, and he'll give me some sort of warning that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's something to worry about for people who don't use these, who aren't speedrunners, basically.
Yeah. That's a pretty quick encounter. In fact, I saved a little too soon.
I think you got him, yeah.
There's the Scorpion.
There it is.
Now, Scorpions are normally not much of a danger, except that their tail, if it hits you, is going to be an instant death. You can use a poison cure pill to prevent one instance of the tail getting you. I appear to be missing 5 points, and I don't know where they are.
Oh, shoot, I didn't notice either. Did you return Omar's purse?
Yes, I did. Let me just go to the desert really quick, because if I'm missing points, it's usually here.
Mind if I jump in real quick while we're hunting?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I was going to inform chat about the next incentive we have coming up now that we've met that boss fight, but I think chat already knows about it because we are already over 50% of the way to this upgrade to 100% no major glitches for Kirby's Adventure. That is incredible, the generosity that y'all have been sending along. And I think what got us there is a $6,000 anonymous donation.
Oh.
Thank you so much. That is unbelievably generous.
Oh, shoot.
I think I know what it is. Sorry, I'm going to use a debug code just to go back and do something that I should have done earlier.
This is my fault, everybody. I'm supposed to remind him of this stuff. What do you think it is?
I'm fairly certain that I forgot to fight Rakesh here.
Oh, you did, yes.
Yeah, that was it.
Fought him very bravely, right on.
Okay, sorry, invalid run because I did use the debug code, but we'll just ignore that for now. Turn it back off. All right. Difficulty is easy? Okay, good. Yeah, let's just change the... Come on, game.
So now you're going to be doing a long trek through the desert, correct?
Yes.
And he's basically queuing up another warp to the next place we need to be. It's interesting to note that you can go straight to the credits of the game. You can warp to the end of the game right away if you go to the right screen just south of the mountains, and oh, he's going to be flying through the air now, doing some skywalking. So you can go straight to the end, but since we're doing 100%, we can't do that, but we can take some other shortcuts to skip that 5-6 minute wait that David mentioned in Razir, waiting for our inn to open.
Ooh, that's bad luck.
Yeah, got you right out of the air.
Okay, we'll just start that over then.
Yeah, those guys got good anti-air.
You got some time for donations while you're running it back?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of love from your friends coming in, like $50 from Diablo 900T that says, "Hi, David, from your friends at iGamer. Best of luck on the run, and let's get that Pizza Elemental boss fight." And get it, we did. I cannot wait to see that. We've also got $100 from Anonymous that says, "Absolutely had to donate for Quest for Glory 2. Sierra games were a big part of my youth. My favorite pizza has a lot of things, but the most important is a lot of roasted whole garlic cloves." Also got some love for the couch, $25 from Lita that says, "I see Leisure Suit Larry, I donate."
I thought we were doing Leisure Suit Larry too, not this game.
Time for a little more?
Yep.
We got $15 from Vindicated with a classic Sierra experience. Quest for Glory was part of what made me love gaming as a kid. Once, when I was playing the first game, I saved and accidentally set myself in a death loop. So every time you loaded that file, the main character would automatically walk into the middle of the screen, hold his hands up like he was screaming at the air, and then Antwerp would fall from the sky and crush him. Made me laugh every time I loaded it. Thank you so much for running this game.
All right, and I have now warped back into the city of Razir, where I'm going to give this woman my spare clothes and my visa, so I'm not going to be able to leave the city again. But she does do another time warp, because it is now mid-afternoon on day 29. We do want to come here on day 29, because we got to go into the Blue Parrot Inn and progress the plot just a little bit. This man is kind of suspicious, and so I'm just going to get away from him and leave here again, and then whoops, I'm arrested.
Oh, that was fast.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to get thrown into the prison here. I'll go ahead and safety save here just to make sure that I don't do a soft lock. Opens that door a lot more easily than my strength would. We can escape pretty easily, but then we're going to get hypnotized by the big bad right about here. He's going to bring us to the Forbidden City in the desert, and so we're going to have to track through several rooms in order to get the statue of Iblis that is hidden deep within. The first room is dark, and you're supposed to light the lamp in order to navigate through the room, and to make you do this, they locked movement with the keyboard. However, they didn't put any obstacles in when the room is dark, and they forgot to lock mouse movement, so you can just click up here and you will suddenly appear on this ledge in the next room right over here, and you can just cast open on that wind tunnel from up here. But then I've got another little trick here. This lava room is normally difficult to navigate, but turns out the lava is floor, so I can just glide right over it.
Shout out to Kane for those tricks. Runner Kane.
All right, we've got the obligatory treasure temptation room here, and then the final room of the cave where we're going to come in, and then the big bad just teleports in and grabs it. Classic, right?
Yeah.
And naturally, we're going to get trapped in the cave, but since this is based on Arabian Nights, we're going to find a ring with a genie in it, and I'm going to wish the genie to increase my weapon use as well as my agility so that I get the maximum amount of weapon accuracy in combat, because I've got some combat coming up toward the end game here. We've got a little script here of the kata here talking to us. It's going to take a few seconds for that script to dispose itself and for us to actually move to the next screen. So I'm going to use that time in order to restore my health and my stamina. This screen actually does not check to see if you have the rope before you can use it, so I can just use that to bypass the guards. However, it does check the if you have the rope when you go to the left in order to trigger the thief endgame. I need the difficulty on hardest here. We've got a mandatory fight here. We have to let him disarm us once first, and when that happens, come on, you can do it.
It's very disarming.
When that happens, we're going to get our sword back, then we're going to disarm him, and for paladin points, we have to let man get his sword back. And it's mandatory to tell him to get his sword back, because if you manage to defeat him without disarming him, then you don't get the paladin points. Time's going to be coming up when I push the big bad over the ledge here, because this is the final room, the ritual room, and he's going to try to stop us with fire, but we're going to run right through time.
GG, David. Well done.
All right, thank you, everyone. The text bar at the top did say 480 of 500. There's a few extra points that the game's going to hand out to you during the ending sequence. And normally that ending sequence is somewhere around 3 minutes long, but I did put in a custom patch to accelerate that ending just a bit, since we're a little behind schedule. So it's going to be a little fast here, but I'm going to go ahead and give some shout outs. Thank you, swimfan, for joining me on the couch. That has made this run a lot easier to do. I want to thank Mr. PR Miller and Crow and Lemming from the community for all their support. I want to thank Canecraft and Santa Claus for breaking these games. I should thank you for breaking these games as well.
Yeah.
And One Short Eye for his videos on point-and-click adventure game speedrunning. And I also want to thank my wife for supporting me every step of the way. Have I forgotten anyone?
I think you said, did you thank Ustra already for the German stream?
Yeah, thank you, Ustra Hazu, for doing the German restream, and Alex Wolf for doing the French restream. But did we become a paladin? We became a paladin.
Are we good enough? I don't know.
Now, we did meet that pizza elemental fight, right?
We did, yep.
All right.
It's pizza time.
All right, we're going to take a quick look here just to see what our final score is. It should be 550 of 550.
Drum roll.
There it is.
Yeah. And also, while David is setting this up, I also want to shout out the Quest for Glory speedrunning Discord. If you like what you saw here, which I know you did, come onto the Discord server and we can teach you how to do this. All right, should I hand it over to you?
Just a bit. I don't see the game on the big string.
Oh yeah, we just switched it.
There it is.
There we are.
All right, we're good to go. All right, so I have just loaded up AGD Interactive's fan remake of Quest for Glory 2. The Quest for Glory series has a running gag where the fifth element is pizza. The original Quest for Glory 2 does not have a pizza elemental, but if you know where to look in the remake, you can find a pizza elemental out here in the desert. So we're gonna go ahead and fight the thing, and it's not impressed by us. I highly recommend being a fighter for this.
Oh God.
Yeah, the combat system is revamped for this remake, so you're gonna have to get used to it. For the pizza elemental, you're gonna see it's raining pizza all throughout the fight. Mainly rows 2 through 5. You don't see very many pizzas drop in row 1 right next to the elemental. So we go right next to him, and we're going to be ducking under these big old swings. They're highly telegraphed, and I highly recommend being a fighter for this because the fighter has exclusive use of the rising slash maneuver, which is basically a rising sword strike as you recover from a duck. You can learn that at 120 dodge, but only if you're a fighter. I'm watching the tentacles of the pizza elemental and backing away when they wiggle and just out. It's not often that a pizza drops on the first row, but it can happen sometimes.
I love how he eats pizza to get his health back.
Yeah. Every once in a while, pizza's going to drop in rows 2, 4, and 5, and the tentacles will continually wiggle. At that point, you go to row 3, and you let him try to slurp you up, but you got to try to actually swipe the inside of his mouth while you're in there, because if you don't do anything, then he'll shrink back to his smaller form and then crush you to death. You want to let him try to eat you because he does have that attack where he summons a pizza and tries to eat it. That's an attempt at refilling his health. But if you have been slurped up and you hit the inside of his mouth, kind of like this, then the next time he tries to do the pizza heal, it will not work. It will just make him feel bad. So, unfortunately, you cannot stack that up any higher and have more than like one thing queued up. So usually the safest thing to do is to just back away and let him slurp you up one more time before continuing the fight, because his attempts to heal are at specific health thresholds. And if I'm looking at the health right, I believe he will attempt to do it 2 more times. Swimfan, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I want to get into the lore of this a little bit. As David mentioned, there are 5 classical elements, as we all know: earth, wind, water, fire, pizza. And as we know, earth is for solidity and stability. Air gives freedom and movement. Fire, power and energy. Water, fluidity and life. And pizza, of course, the most important element of all, represents the essence of well-roundedness and regaining strength. Most importantly, you can have it delivered in under half an hour to most areas.
It's a direct quote from Dr. Cranium in the 4th game. Oh, I love this series so much. Oops, that is what happens when you do not back away from the tentacles. So you got to be careful. Oops. Yeah, when he does his attempt to heal, you do want to damage him past the health threshold that he tries to heal at, because if you don't do any damage to him, then he's going to probably try to heal again. But we should be finishing up here in just a bit. Back away.
Damaging the inside of his mouth, very on brand for pizza.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Well done, GG.
All right, now most of the other elementals had some way to contain them. I do have a pizza box in my inventory, but you know what? I think I'm going to contain it a different way.
Ooh.
You pick up the doughy dust from the desert floor, brush the sand off its bottom, and eat it. What comes around goes around. Its flavor is beyond anything you've ever tasted, and you feel refreshed and invigorated. All right, that was Quest for Glory 2. Thank you so much for having me, everyone. Take it away.